Hello there, and welcome to my channel. Card just flew out right away, so that's cool. But before I get into the reading, I just want to say welcome, hello. I am a Twin Flame spiritual teacher. I am subscribed to Twin Flame Ascension School, run by Jeff and Shalia, and I love doing readings. So, every time I do a reading, it's different, obviously. But what I mean by that is I really like variety. So I have all my decks just kind of laid out around me, and I'm just going to grab whichever ones are talking to me, calling out to me. And for this reading, I want to do a reading for you, the person who's watching this, and your twin flame. I'm not going to do divine feminine, divine masculine. I'm going to do for you who is watching, the twin who is engaging in this video, and then the twin who is not. So this will resonate with you or not. I can't read for the whole planet because we're all in different places. But I can read for people who are kind of in my group. Not necessarily soul family, but just our journeys are panning out at about the same pace. So if it doesn't resonate, that's fine. I'm not offended. I hope you're not either. And if it does resonate, awesome. I'm very glad. So for you who's watching, we have, I'm using Doreen Virtue's Angel Tarot cards. I love them. Doreen Virtue kind of got weird, but her decks I still enjoy. The first one that comes up for you, the twin flame who is watching this video, we have number 9, the Hermit. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. So you're coming to find that this journey is really about going within. Maybe that's something you just recently came to discover, or maybe that's something you've known for a long time, but it's just being reinforced. That this is really all about you. This is your awakening, your spiritual journey, your transformation, and yes, it involves your twin flame. They sparked it, they catalyzed it, they amped it up. And of course, you're ascending together as one being. But it's not all about them. It's not all about your relationship. This is really about you coming home to God. This card signals that you'd benefit from spending time alone, listening to your inner voice. Meditation is essential, as the path to enlightenment is an inner journey. Be silent and experience the joy that comes from seeking the truth of your own heart. Learn to feel comfortable in your own company. After all, there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. This card also signifies spiritual teaching, so it can mean that you have wisdom to impart to others, or that perhaps it's time for you to find a spiritual teacher. Sharing wisdom is a part of your spiritual journey, especially right now. Super important. If you're watching this and you don't have a spiritual teacher, I don't know where I'd be without Jeff and Shalia. Highly recommend joining Twin Flame Ascension School, not just because it helps you get into union and clear your blocks and heal your separation, but it's so much bigger than just getting in a relationship with your twin flame. Twin Flame Ascension School is basically like the school I've always wanted to attend. I've dropped out of 3 different colleges because I wanted a school that I could, take it at my own pace. And it was about real life. And Twin Flame Ascension School is that. It's, we just talk about twin flames and your spiritual path. And it's the coolest thing I've ever found. So if you're watching this, and you haven't heard of Twin Flame Ascension School, check it out. You're missing out. Not even kidding. Because this twin flame journey is not just about you meet your twin flame, you go separate ways, you find twin flame information online, then you get into twin flame union, and then cool. It's really about the whole planet and the big shift that's happening. So you really want to be joining forces with like-minded people and calling in your spiritual soul family and reassessing your current relationships. How honest can you be in them? When you talk to people, are you speaking from this new place of enlightenment? Or are you kind of hiding? Are you kind of hiding that you have all this knowledge to impart to other people? Are you dimming your light? The hermit is shown as having this lantern. And in the classic tarot deck, it's just the hermit and his light. And so do you dim that around other people? If you've met your twin flame, or it doesn't matter if you've met them, if you're watching this video, if you're on the path, if you feel called towards twin flame information in general, you're being called to something bigger than you. It took me a while to really come to terms with that. Since my twin flame and I aren't actively communicating, I felt really, I have had a lot of anxiety about posting videos like this, creating a twin flame website, creating a twin flame business. And I just recently got hired by Jeff and Shalia, so I'm the administrator at Twin Flames Universe. And I'm openly broadcasting that on my Facebook and my Instagram, and my twin flame can see that. And I have a lot of anxiety about that. But I couldn't hold back anymore. I couldn't let the fact that my twin flame and I aren't actively communicating stop me from going all in on this journey and following through with what God's calling me to do, which is teach, which is to do these readings, which is to help Jeff and Shalia spread this work. I don't care if, I almost said his name. I always just want to say my twin flame's name. It's just going to slip out one of these days. Oh, well. He already knows who he is. Anyway, I don't care if he and I don't talk for the next 5 years. I'm still going to go all in with spreading this work because it's just the most amazing thing in the world. And by the work, I mean Twin Flame Ascension School, what Jeff and Shalia have done and created there. It's nothing short of a miracle, and I'm eternally grateful to have found it. And yeah, so hope you can take away something from something I just said. I just kind of speak. I just let words come out of my mouth. I don't ever plan these readings. So yeah, you're being called to be a part of something that's much bigger than you. And I never would have guessed in a million years when I met my twin last year and I started calling online to find twin flame information. I never in a million years would have guessed I would have ended up finding Twin Flame Ascension School, and not only finding it, but loving it and dedicating my whole life to it and now working for them. It's so crazy. I never would have guessed. But I'm so glad, because I would not want this journey to just be about me and him. That's that's cool. I have a romantic partner who was made for me by God. That's cool. I love him to death. I can't wait to talk to him again, but it's just so much bigger than that. And, yeah. So, remember, this is about your spiritual journey. This is your homecoming. So don't get lost in mourning or in your upsets about your twin flame, because they are you, and you can heal anything with the mirror exercise, and spread your light, spread your wisdom. Don't let anything stop you, not your environment, not just nothing. Just don't let anything stop you from spreading your light, because it's, once again, it's bigger than you. It's not about you. It's about other people. My life would be meaningless if I wasn't using it to help other people. Even when I was waitressing, I found a lot of meaning in just bringing the food to the table. I hated it. Don't get me wrong. I did not like waitressing, but I always made the best of it. You know, it was a source of money, so I could support myself. And I just found a way to love it, because for the most part, customers were just really happy to not have to cook their own food. And if I was working for a good restaurant, I would get great feedback about the food. And so even though I have transcended restaurant world and I'm now living my life purpose, I'm still serving it's the same energy. It's just I didn't give a crap about food, but I give all the craps about twin flames and people coming back home to God. That's my jam. But I'm still serving. I can't pause this, but I have to go discipline my cat real quick. I'm really sorry. That's how low tech I am. I can't even pause my recording thing. I'm sorry. But hopefully you found some relaxation while I was away. Moving on. For you, the twin flame who's watching this, we have Knight of Water. Emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, contemplative, falling in love or wedding proposals, the need to balance emotions, and invitation to a social event. Right away, I'm getting pinged with weddings. I'm going to a wedding this weekend. June is supposedly like wedding month. And so I feel like, at least in the United States, it's like wedding central time. And so you might find yourself at a lot of social gatherings, hanging out with family, hanging out with friends, taking trips. And so that's a really positive thing, because even though you're the hermit, you also need to balance that with being social. And like I said, you can't live a double life here. You can't be like, I just want to like sit in my room and learn about twin flames and not talk to anybody about it and like hide myself away. What I'm really getting here with the combination of Knight of Water and Hermit is like, go out into the world with this information. You don't have to convert anybody. You don't have to go screaming about your twin flame off of rooftops unless you want to. But share it. Share what you're learning. Share your story. People can't argue with you about what you've experienced. People can say, oh, I don't think I believe that, or people can doubt the validity of the existence of twin flames, but they can't doubt the validity of your personal experience. Share your story. Start a blog. Make videos. Join our twin flame community. Join Twin Flame Ascension School. Talk to your friends. Talk to your family. Incorporate it into your everyday life. That is what temperance is about. And I'm really surprised temperance didn't come out of this deck. You can't just hide away on your mountaintop. You share. Because what is the purpose of going through all this if you're not going to share it with other people? What is the purpose of having a twin flame? You can't, there's been a few people in Twin Flame Ascension School who have come into union with their twin flame, and then they have fallen out of it. Or, yeah. And it's because your union's not meant for just the two of you. It's not supposed to be like the love and energy and magnificence of twin flames is not supposed to be kept secret and apart from the world. It's supposed to be shared. Like Jeff and Shalia came into union, and then what did they do? They instantly, the day they met, they started filming videos and sharing their love with the world to help transform and change it. This is not, it's interesting because there's a little bit of a seeming contradiction in what I'm saying, because it's your inner journey and it's yours alone. However, you're taking the same journey that everyone else on this planet is taking, and we're all going back home to God. We're all manifesting our twin flame unions. We're all going to manifest our life purpose and a life of abundance. And this world planet Earth is going to become the most glorious place ever. And what a good time to be alive. So it's like a seeming contradiction here where I'm saying it's your journey, focus on yourself, but I'm also saying share it. But it's like take your it's not personal. The sharing is just a general, it's you don't share this information to, like I said, convert somebody or to try to make them believe you. You share it because you want to share. You want to stand in your truth. And if you're hiding your truth at any time in your life, even if it's for the sake of maintaining good social grace, or like I said, I'm going to a wedding this weekend, and when people ask me what I'm doing now, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say, I'm a twin flame teacher. These are going to be people I haven't talked to in a long time who have no idea what that means, and I'm just going to say it. Because I don't want to hide myself away. I don't want to pretend that I'm not who I am. That's separation consciousness. That's denying God. That's denying my own experience. That's denying my truth. And it doesn't feel good. Okay. So, yeah, that's what we have there. So, that's for you. Now, for your twin flame who is not watching this video, I have a feeling this is going to be a long reading. So get some water and relax. Maybe just put some headphones on and lay in your bed and listen to my voice. Although I do hold the cards up so you can see them. But you don't have to see them. It's the energy of the card that matters, and you will be receiving that message whether you look at the card or not. All right. Cool. Ooh, great. I almost said his name again. I was going to say, I feel my twin flame in these cards that came up. I definitely feel him. So for your twin flame, we have the Sun. Happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success, have confidence in yourself. The Sun is like one of the happiest, most warm cards in all of the tarot. It's a beautiful sign. So your twin flame is feeling positive, outgoing, charmed and charming. They're experiencing success. They're gaining confidence in themselves. And this is a direct result of your inner work. If your twin flame is having a great time and is happy, you can take credit for that because your healing work affects them. And if your twin flame is sad or going through a hard time, you can heal that as well. This card indicates that it's a wonderful time for you. You're succeeding in ways you never dreamed possible. Endeavors that you begin now are blessed with abundance and success. Keep your thoughts positive and everything will turn out beautifully. This is also a time of brilliant new ideas and solutions. Have confidence in yourself. The work you've done personally and spiritually brings astonishing changes to your life. You're on the right path for your own enlightenment. So this is great in combination with the Hermit. You're going within and embracing your spiritual path affects them, and they're experiencing the benefit of it. Not that you're not, but they are too, is what I'm saying. And you should be happy for them. If your twin flame's happiness triggers you, that's something to mirror, because unconditional love would suggest that no matter how you and your twin flame's relationship currently stands, you want them to be happy always, right? Of course you want to be with them, but that's inevitable, right? That's in divine order. That's a result of healing your separation, which you do with the mirror exercise, and so there's nothing to really worry about. Second card for your twin flame is Three of Earth. The power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work, and being a team player. Three of Earth, or Three of Pentacles, is all about collaborating. And so it would seem that your twin flame is learning how to play well with others, learning how to compromise, learning that it's not all about them. And life is better when you work with other people towards a shared goal. And so my feeling is that selfishness is being healed right now. For me, I know for sure. For my twin, I know for sure. And for those of you whom this is resonating with, selfishness is being healed. Because like I said, we're all in this together. I am referencing High School Musical. I love Disney movies, and I'm not ashamed. So let's go to the book and see what we have here. I love the month of June. Last year in June, I drove to Minneapolis, and I missed my twin flame so much that I cut my trip short and sped all the way back home, but I got caught in a middle of the night thunderstorm, and so I had to pull over. I took a random exit in northern Wisconsin and found a random cheap hotel, and I stayed the night. And I found the Bible in the hotel drawer, and I pulled it out, and I was reading it, and I remember just feeling so connected to him. And I remember feeling so grateful that I had finally found a person and a love that was strong enough to pull me away from Minneapolis. Because, let me tell you, I have always loved Minneapolis more than anything. It was always like my dream city. And I always believed that I would live there and go to college there and have a really great career there. It just felt like that was the place for me. And the way I felt about Minneapolis is the way you're supposed to feel about your twin flame. It's like I kind of idolized this city because I didn't believe a person could hold that kind of fixation for me. I didn't feel like any person could pull me in that way. Only Minneapolis could. The cities, the bright lights, the beautiful parks, everything Minneapolis is, I just love. And I always have. And so whenever I've gone to Minneapolis, for as long as I can remember, I have felt like I was going home. And when I met my twin flame, I went up to Minneapolis again, and it didn't feel like home anymore. My home felt like it was back in Madison with my twin. And so I didn't even want to be on vacation, because it wasn't even a real vacation, because I was away from the most amazing person I'd ever met and that I ever will meet. And so, yeah, I cut my trip short and I sped home, and I had to stop in a hotel room in the middle of the night, and I was reading the Bible and like just feeling really close to God and really close to Him. And when I woke up and left the next morning, I drove home, and when I got home, He was there in the house, and we went out by the lake. And we played our guitars together, and we talked, and while I was away, he had broken up with his girlfriend. And I remember understanding for the first time how true it is that you and your twin flame choose together. And I just knew that in the moment that I realized and recognized that Minneapolis was no longer my home, that he was my home, I guarantee you in that same breath, he made the decision to break up with his girlfriend. It was so clear to me that we had chosen together while I was away. Yeah. I'm not sure why I started talking about that. Anyway. Yeah, just a little story for you. So let's get back to pulling cards. So this is for you, the one who's watching. And if I was just thinking, like, what if someone's watching and their twin flame is watching separately? You'll know which side you resonate with. Okay, so for you, we have give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. This is so perfect because we're learning how to work with other people. But it's not all about you. I've been a little upset thinking about my twin flame because I'm like, okay, but I want to be really independent. I want to go wherever I want to go, when I want to go. I want to like live in a mobile home, or maybe I don't, or I want to just be able to wake up in the morning and randomly go on a plane and go to Australia and stay for however long I want to stay. I just want to be living a very fluid, present lifestyle. And I'm like, I don't think anybody could really enjoy that with me at the exact same pace. And then I realized, what am I thinking? This is twin flames we're talking about. He is designed the exact same way as I am. I got my soul design report from Jeff. He doesn't offer them anymore in an official capacity, but I think there are ways you can get a soul design report. Just ask God. It can be a reward for referring people to Twin Flame Ascension School. If it's really in your heart, the way will be shown to you. It was really in my heart to get a Twin Flame Soul Design report, and I got one. And it said that my Twin Flame and I are both vacationers and explorers, meaning we are equally inclined to build a permanent home base as we are to live on the go. And that's perfect. And I know my Twin Flame is the exact same way. Obviously, he has to be because we're created the same way. So I don't have to worry about that. And then I was thinking, okay, but what about my music? I want to have this music career, and what if he doesn't want to play along with me? And then I'm thinking, of course he does. You don't have to worry about, or this girl on the Twin Flame Forum was talking about how she's worried about, she wants to keep her last name when she gets married. She doesn't want to have to take her Twin Flame's last name. And just all this kind of stuff is really just about partnership. Why is something so important to you at the expense of losing out on this relationship? What is it that you're resisting? Why don't you want to partner with other people? Do you feel like it feels better to go at it alone? It doesn't. And you're weaker. Because together with your twin, you're bigger than the sum of your parts. Jeff and Shalia together, they're going to transform the whole planet. Just one of them, they could have, if they weren't in union and they were doing their own thing, they could have helped a lot of people. Like Shalia was learning from her spiritual teacher, and she probably would have gone on to like coach other people, but it would have been like hundreds maybe, or even less than that. And same with Jeff. But together, their creative power and their capacity to heal is so magnified. And so once again, it's not all about you. I'm also working with other people to spread this work, and I had resistance to working with other people because I'm like, I just want to do everything myself. You know, I have that mentality of if you want to have something done right, you got to do it yourself. I like having control over all the details. I just like knowing what's going on everywhere, which is why I think I make such a good administrator, because I actually enjoy having tight control over all these little details. But I also have to work with other people. And I'm actually learning that it's such a relief. It's so relieving. So just think about that. Think about how are you resisting partnership? And if you're resisting partnership in work or with friends, that's not separate from your twin flame union. You can't be like, oh, I'll partner with my twin flame, but I don't want to partner with anyone else in any other aspect of my life. No. You can't section off your twin flame union and then have the rest of your life separate from it. You're living one life as one being with your twin flame as your partner. How are you triggered by that? Are you upset by that? Marriage in general used to trigger the crap out of me because I'm like, I don't want to share a bed with somebody. I don't want to have to I don't want to compromise any part of me to live with somebody else. But at what cost to your emotional well-being, to your spiritual well-being, to your capacity to live a life you love? With two people coming together, there'll always be some friction, but isn't the payoff a billion times more rewarding than the small discomfort you get from that little bit of friction, right? Partner with yourself first and God, and then your twin flame, and then with other people. But it will all be very natural. My partnership with Jeff and Shalia came about very naturally because at the end of the day, everyone on planet Earth, all of our life purposes are linked because God designed a perfect ecosystem and a perfect everything so that everyone's life purpose helps the world and other people. Everything's just perfect. So, yeah. So just think about where you're resisting partnering with people. All right. And for your twin flame, we have chemistry and children. There's a strong magnetic connection here. What I'm getting is that your twin flame is kind of denying their chemistry with you, or they're friend zoning it. They're either friend zoning it and thinking, oh, we get along so well, it must be because we're going to be best friends and not anything romantic. Or they have such a strong attraction to you that they associate it with fear and they don't know how to handle it, so they put it in this little box in the back closet and just kind of pretend it doesn't exist. You know how you can help that? Help them heal that block? Partnering with yourself and with God and spreading your story, spreading your truth, and standing in it. I just have this vision, or like, not a vision, it's just an image, whatever, of like, so you, the one who's watching this, you go about your daily life, and then like at the end of the day, you come home, go into your closet, open the twin flame box, and like dive in it. But then when you wake up in the morning, you have to put the lid back on, put it on the shelf, and like go out and be in your day. Like, so like it's a double life. Something is hidden. Well, if you're doing that, so is your twin flame. So they will go about their daily life, and it seemingly has nothing to do with you. But then in their moments of solitude, or right before bed, or in their dreams, or just maybe they hear a song on the radio, or just a memory comes up, they're thinking of you and their love for you, and it's this whole other world. That's separation consciousness. You can heal it with the mirror exercise. Go to Twin Flame Ascension School. I always wanted to be a guidance counselor for a college and like do exit interviews for people who were wanting to leave and like encourage people to enroll in the school. And I'm doing that now, and it's just great. Anyway. Children came up on your twin flame side as well. If your twin flame has children, they're seeing it as some reason to delay, or they're putting your relationship on the back burner because they see that they can't see how their children could They feel like it would be too much of an imposition on their children to rock their whole world, change their whole life, maybe divorce their current partners, and like make the family you and them and their children. So if your twin flame has children, they're seeing it as a block. They're seeing it as a problem. So what you can do if you're in communication with them is let them know that their children are your children and you love them. And let them know that their life is your life. If your twin flame does not have children, this could talk about their desire for children. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't see how you and them could have a family, or they. I'm getting this dichotomy of safe and scary. And so safe is like picking a soulmate, settling down with a family. And then what they perceive as scary is pursuing this relationship with you, their ultimate love, living the life of their dreams. Maybe they're wondering, will children fit into that? If I'm with my twin flame, will we have kids? It's really about leaving this old paradigm behind. Not everyone is meant to have children. And it's a really, really, really big decision. It changes your whole life forever. And I know a lot of people think they want kids, but then the reality of it is just totally different. So maybe this is just coming up for them. They're thinking about it, wondering it. It's just coming up. Okay, cool. Moving on. For you, the one who's watching it, I'm going to pull a messages from the fairy card. Okay. We have a new career. Your work focus is shifting in a positive, new, and successful direction. It's quite a glare we have there. But this is just a powerful light being in that card. And that when you step into your life's work, whatever it may be, you're going to be spreading this divine light and love out into the world. And that's everyone's life purpose in a nutshell. But it'll be expressed through you differently as from me. And so this is talking about you moving into your life purpose. Your twin flame journey and your life purpose journey are intrinsically linked, and there's nothing you can do about it. Because I'm sure I've spoken about this before, but if you're working in a job you hate, and that's 40 hours a week, that's so much of your life spent disliking your life, that's zapping your energy, and it's basically like a karmic partner it's the equivalent of a karmic partner in your career life. Or maybe you have a job that suits you just fine and it's comfortable. So that'd be like settling for a soulmate in relationship to your career. Twin flame union is about not settling. It's about going for the ultimate dream. And so you must do that with your life purpose as well. Like I said, I could not wait. I could not wait to jump into my life purpose. Yes, you absolutely have a life purpose with your twin flame, but you don't have to wait. You can start it right now, and they will join you. They will partner with you because they are your partner. So you don't have to worry about it. They just will join you when it's time and when it's right. And there, whether or not it looks like it to you, they are currently on their life purpose journey as well, figuring out what kind of jobs are actually satisfying to them, what kind of work environments, what kind of they're learning how to make money in a way that is actually feels good to them, as are you. And they will be bringing to your union all other different pieces of the puzzle. Like for Jeff and Shalia, for instance, Shalia learned all this spiritual stuff, and she learned the mirror exercise, and she knew how to talk to God, and she had all this spiritual wisdom. But she was, before she met Jeff, she was working at a minimum wage job, living in a garage. And Jeff, he was connected to God as well, but just didn't have this huge amount of information and wisdom. But he was really good at business and was all about the life purpose stuff. And so when they came together, they both had different pieces of their union, and it works perfectly. And so don't think oh, I'm doing all the spiritual work and my twin flame's over there partying or doing nothing. They're not contributing to our union. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They have to be. They couldn't not be because they're you. And they're on a learning path that is always benefiting you. They are learning at the same pace you're learning. It just doesn't always look the same. But they're going to bring to your union so much. And that's why it's so good to partner with them. Is because you're partnering with yourself, all of you. And so they're going to blow your mind with everything that they have learned, or all of the things that they can do, or all of the experience that they have. And it's going to be infinitely valuable to you, the same way that you teaching them the spiritual stuff is going to be valuable to them. You are here to be a teacher to your twin flame and their student, and their partner, and their best friend, and their lover. This is just everything. And so, on their side, we have practice, practice, practice. With daily practice, you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. So they are, well, it's interesting because they also got the 3 of Earth. So with practice, this is about them being diligent, patient, having follow through, working towards a goal, responsibility. It's about putting in daily effort to achieve something that's important. So this is the lesson your twin flame is learning, is how to commit and put in the time to really gain a true skill set and be a real asset. Whether it's fixing cars, working on computers, playing guitar, your twin flame is wanting to devote themselves to something and learn what it feels like to have that sense of satisfaction that comes with really being committed to something. And now a card for both of you, all of us, for our twin flame unions. What energy can we expect right now and in the coming days for myself and all of the people watching? I'm pulling a Ganesha card, and this is for both you and your twin flame. This is for your whole union. I got quite a few cards that came up and I cannot take them all, so I'm just going to try again and ask for one card to come up. I love these new Ganesha cards I got. They're a great time. Well, I hope a card wants to come out at some point. Here we go. Oh, so good. I could not have... See, this is why there's no use in controlling anything. If I had, selected the cards, I could not have formulated a better reading that made more sense. God is just perfect. Just let go and let God. The card that comes up is fulfillment. Number 6. 6 is about relationships, which is perfect. Let's dig into the book. I don't use the book for every deck, but the Ganesha guidebook is on point. Fulfillment. No matter what you want to do or become, you will achieve more with knowledge. The image of Ganesha reading the scroll is a symbol of the importance of education and the pursuit of knowledge. This might mean there is a period of increased study and learning at hand. You may find you want to inquire about a field of study that has been widely explored and choose to go to an experienced teacher to learn more. So the big theme coming up with learning. The Hermit. Seek a mentor. Everyone needs a spiritual teacher. A good one. Highly recommend Jeff and Shalia. Can't recommend them enough. But you can't really work one-on-one with them. So, the best possible way to get into twin flame union and start to really come into your spirituality is to join Twin Flame Ascension School. We have free weekly meetups for subscribers. And then find a mentor, whether it's me or someone else in the community. Everyone needs a teacher, and there's no shame in that. That's another theme in this reading, is asking for help, understanding you don't know it all. And it's better if you admit it, because then you can know it all one day by learning it. Look for someone to consult for more information. This may be a counselor, an author, a psychotherapist, or some spiritual advisor. You will discover new skills from this helpful teacher as they have the wisdom to provide excellent guidance and advice. Keep in mind there is also a wealth of information at your fingertips in books. Not really about twin flames. The only twin flame book out there that is actually legitimate is Jeff and Shalia's Twin Flames Finding Your Ultimate Lover. Everything else is crap. But if you're looking to learn about other things, whatever you're interested in, yeah, go for it. Read a book. Everything you read fills your head with new information, and you never know when it might have a practical use. The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to tackle any challenge that lies before you. Additionally, knowledge can never be taken from you. No matter what you're longing to do or become, you will benefit from gaining more knowledge. Approach this time with great curiosity and an open mind. So this is about being a student of life, being a student of God, being willing to find a teacher, find a wonderful teaching, and just go all in. I have A Course in Miracles right here. If you've never read this book, I highly recommend it. It's just probably the greatest book of all time. That's a big statement. I'll stick with it though. It's my favorite book. So I'm just gonna open to your random page. And what I got is I looked down on one page and then the other, and I saw two sentences that stood out. The first one is, God did not create a meaningless world. God did not create a meaningless world. Call it source, the universe, life itself, prana. I don't give a fuck. God is just a word. But you exist. And by the very fact that you exist, that is a miracle. Your breath. You don't even have to think about it. You, just everything around you that fully supports you. The moon comes up every night. The sun is always there. Think about how many things have to be constantly working for you to just be able to sit here and listen to this. Forget just the earth and gravity and your lungs and your whole body and your ears, but think about like technology. It's mind-blowing to think about how many things have to be constantly, eternally working just for you to be sitting here listening to this. It's, oh my goodness. So how could you not trust that that is your twin flame, that this is your ascension, that you are being led to these videos and this information for a reason? What do you think? We're all having a mass hallucination about twin flames? No, the ascension's happening. We're going back home to God. We were never away, but we're really going to be living a life one with God. It's just so incredible. Just don't forget to be thankful for that. Be thankful that you have a twin flame. How cool is that? And the other sentence is, my thoughts are images that I have made. And so that is about releasing the story. Whatever happened with your twin flame, whatever argument you had, they rejected you, they did this, they did that, this didn't work out the way you thought, they won't call me. Oh no, what do I do? They have a girlfriend, they're married. These are all like concepts. And you create your own reality. Don't forget that. And so you can create the reality where you and your twin flame are together just as easily as you can create the reality where you're apart. It's all just down to your choice. And if you're running these memories or old patterns or stories in your head, stop. Mirror what bothers you, release the rest, and start anew from here. Find a spiritual teacher. That is my cat. Find a spiritual teacher. Find something that resonates with you and start learning. And love being a student. I love being a student. You're an eternal student, and you will never know it all, but you will always continue to come into a better understanding. You will always continue to come into more knowledge. And like the card said, the book said, you don't ever lose that, even from one life to the next life, or one body to the next body, whatever. You carry that knowledge with you, even if it's untapped, even if it's hidden. I just had a reading and an energy healing done today where it kind of brought up that I had a past life in ancient Egypt as a scribe. And I felt really sad about that because most of that stuff was destroyed. So like all my hard work and trying to preserve those old teachings in ancient Egypt, I was carrying a vibration of it was all for nothing. Like the Library of Alexandria got destroyed. So what was the point of me trying so hard to record all this information and preserve all this teaching? What was the point? But what, like, and I'm not even talking about like the Akashic records where everything is kept. I'm just talking about in general. You can't lose the basic essence of anything you've learned. You might forget exactly how the equation's written, but you have to maintain a general idea of what it's about. That whole thing, like, if you don't use it, you lose it. In a way, that's true. I used to be fluent in German, and now I'm not. But if I went to go study German again, I would pick it up like that. There's a better snap. I don't like weak snaps. So, learning is not ephemeral. It's eternal, and you can't go backwards. You can't get stupider unless you're unwilling to unlearn patterns that don't serve you anymore. But that's about unlearning and relearning. And yeah, I'll pull one card from the Miracles Now, Gabrielle Bernstein's deck, to just kind of, to tie this off. And we got 2 cards. When in doubt, I play it out. Okay, yeah. So maybe before you call your twin flame or type them a long-winded message, think about being them and receiving that. Start to understand, and not just with your twin flame, anybody. When you communicate with anybody, stop first. Your automatic reaction to life should not be, your automatic reaction to anything should be going within. Healing it within, then going outside. And 9 times out of 10, I find that when I go in, I almost always don't need to do whatever I was thinking I needed to do. When in doubt, I play it out. Don't be stupid, I guess. And true abundance is an inside job. All I have to say about this is it's absolutely true. Because you could be a millionaire, but if you're feeling lack, you just will feel lack. And you could be working at McDonald's 10 hours a week and barely paying your bills, but you feel so happy to just be able to support yourself that you just feel so good about the money in general, and you just have everything you need, and you know that, and other things will come with time, and you'll however you feel, and if anything, if you get a lot of money and you're feeling lack, you're just a poor person. And abundance comes in all different forms. Opportunities, friendships, partnerships, your family, the support you have. If you're able to call someone, if you have one person on your phone, in your phone, who you are able to call at any time of day, and they will have your back and be there for you, you are very rich. And everyone has that, because everyone has God, and God's on everybody's speed dial. And so with that, I will end it. Check out my description box for information about me and the stuff I offer. And thanks for watching. I hope it was healing and helpful. And even if maybe you didn't resonate, maybe you just needed to hear some things that I said, or just spend this hour with me. And that's good too. It's all good. So, yeah, good. See you next time.